This morning we are making our way to Hebron, to Abraham's tomb.
Because God made a blessing to Abraham and he said, to your seed I will give this land. And then he made it very clear that the seed he's talking about is the seed of Isaac. Because the seed of Isaac was different than Ishmael. The seed of Isaac was from a very, very old man. He was way beyond 90. And it was a long time ago, no Viagra. And his wife, she was barren when she was young. And that seed coming into existence is like the sons of God, because God had to make it happen. It was physically and biologically impossible. Ishmael, it was just a horny guy and a lady coming together. It's like nature, but Isaac wasn't according to nature, and he got the promise. And that's the source of the problem that we're in here today in the flesh. Having Iran, having the Muslim world trying to destroy us. But even though today the lie could attack and overtake many people in the best universities of the world, the lie cannot overtake the truth, which is God's word. God is not a liar.
And Hebron proves it.
Hebron and everything else. He's the God of Israel.
So the whole country is proof.
Bulletproof bus. I hope you're excited. You want to sit at the window?
Sure. Well, here we are in a bulletproof bus making our way to Hebron. Never been on a bulletproof bus in my life. But I am here with Yoni, the best tour guide in the Middle East, and we're snacking on some dates, making our way to the cave of Machpelah, where Abraham is buried. So we came on the last tour, and we ended up getting there, but we couldn't go in because the Jewish side was closed due to Muhammad's birthday. So now I wish we had a tour group, but I will go scope it out, and then maybe if this war passes and we come on the next tour, I will have a little insight on this location. So anyway, that's where we're headed. So Beersheba is this way.
Yep.
So this is the road of the patriarchs, because we're in their footsteps. The road going down through the mountain back of Israel, starting at what we call Shechem, at Jacob's well, all the way down to Beit El, and into Jerusalem, of course, and it goes all the way down to Bethlehem, Hebron, Beersheba. And these are all places recorded that they traveled many times.
That's pretty amazing.
Today it's Highway 60.
So there's a lot of things tied in with Hebron. The patriarchs, King David, the big grapes. That's amazing.
Boaz and Ruth would be around Bethlehem.
There's a big parking lot, I remember. Yeah, this is it. We came to there. Yeah. Are we going through security?
Yeah,
So I need to turn my camera off?
probably. On the site. What's unique is that this is the only one from his day that has been kept totally intact. It goes all around. The caves are down below. And he has different markings for each tomb. And it's never been destroyed because it never really had any strategic danger because the mountains control it all around. So it couldn't be used as something that may threat the Romans or anybody who was here at that time. You can clearly see the large stones and framework around each stone, just like it was very typical for Herod.
Yeah.
And later on, different buildings have been built onto it, added into it a minaret and a church and what have you. Everyone came and
You can
conquered
tell
it for a season.
the wall on top.
Yeah. And everyone that came prevented the Jews access to this place, and the Jews were only allowed to pray up here.
By this corner right here.
Until this day, tradition is so strong, even though we're a free nation in our country, but still there's Jews over there praying. It shows you how tradition sometimes can hold you outside rather than going in. So that's the security that we go through.
Okay, see you guys on the other side. So you've been inside before, right?
Yeah.
That looks like an old arch.
It's separated between the Jewish side and the Muslim side. We usually have those little caps. King Herod, when he builds the structure, he builds it on the site of the cave. And the cave itself is underground, and it has different chambers. And they have one of these built on each one of the chambers, saying according to tradition who's located where. So this would be Jacob. When you walk in, on the Jewish side, it's the only place that we can go, because there's a Muslim side that has Isaac, I think, and Rebekah on the Muslim side, and that one is a place that we cannot go. Last time we were here, the whole place was given to the Muslims for their holiday. And there are a few holidays that the whole place is given to the Jews. The place is separated for the safety of the people coming to pray. Some of the tombs are not marked. And this one is believed to be Adam's.
This one? So this is believed to be Adam's tomb. Can you imagine?
This tells a story about a tradition from the Talmud. It's not from the Bible. And the tradition talks about how when the children came to bury Jacob, Esau came along with Jacob. And what happens was that one of the children, according to tradition, would take off the head of Esau and bring it here as well and bury it. Because Esau sold the brotherhood, the firstborn rights to Jacob. And that's why Jacob is buried here with his father Isaac, and according to a tradition, the head of Esau. The Jewish place of worship is usually divided between men and women. This would be the men's side, and over here is the women's side. The hall is right before the tomb of Isaac and of Jacob and Leah, the one that we saw on the outside of that woman praying next to. So Jacob and Leah are buried in this hall. And here you have Abraham and Sarah. Abraham is over here, and Sarah across from him.
Abraham's tomb, can you imagine, goes all the way back to the book of Genesis. So it's been a little bit over 4,000 years ago that Abraham died. He was 175 years old when he died. Abraham is the grandfather of Israel. This tomb has been here about 4,000 years. Now let's make our way over to Sarah's tomb. So Sarah's been dead longer than Abraham. She died at the age of 127 years old. And Abraham bought this piece of land to bury her in.
And this is what the Bible records concerning that day in this place. I think it's in the book of Genesis, and it's might as well read it since we're here, because it talks about how Abraham bought the place. Genesis, I don't remember exactly where, maybe 22. So that would be 23. And Sarah was 107 and 20 years old. These were the years of the life of Sarah. And Sarah died in Kiryat Arba. Now I'm reading from Genesis 23. Genesis 22 talks about the temptation of Isaac or the temptation of Abraham. And that's the last thing that Sarah sees, is that her son is being led by Abraham to be sacrificed. And tradition says that her heart didn't stand that. And Sarah died in Kiryat Arba, that's the name of the Jewish site that we just drove through. The same is Hebron in the land of Canaan. And Abraham came to mourn for Sarah and to weep for her. And Abraham stood up from before his dead and spoke unto the sons of Heth, saying, I am a stranger and a sojourner with you. Give me a possession of a burial place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight. And the children of Heth answered Abraham, saying unto him, Hear us, my lord, thou art a mighty prince among us, and the choice of our sepulchres bury thy dead. None of us shall withhold from thee his sepulchre, but that thou mayest bury thy dead. And Abraham stood up and bewowed himself to the people of the land, even to the children of Heth. And he communed with them, saying, If it be your mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me, and entreat for me to Ephron the son of Zohar, that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he hath, which is in the end of his field. For as much money as it is worth, he shall give it me for a possession of a burying place amongst you. And Ephron dwelt among the children of Heth. And Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the audience of the children of Heth, even all that went in the gate of the city, of his city, saying, My Lord, hear me. The field I give I thee, and the cave that is therein I give it thee. In the presence of the sons of my people give I it thee. Bury thy dead. And Abraham bowed down himself before the people of the land. And he spake unto Ephron and the audience of the people of the land, saying, But if thou wilt give it, I pray thee, hear me. I will give thee money for the field. Take it of me, and I will bury my dead there. And Ephron answered Abraham, saying unto him, My Lord, hearken unto me. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver. What is that betwixt me and thee? Bury therefore thy dead. And Abraham hearkened unto Ephron, and Abraham weighed to Ephron the silver, which he had named in the audience of the sons of Heth, 400 shekels of silver, current money with the merchant. And the field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field, and the cave, which therein, and the trees that were in the field, and that were in the borders round about, were made sure unto Abraham for a possession. in the presence of the children of Heth, before all that went in the gate of his city. And after this Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of the field of Machpelah before Mamre, the same as Hebron in the land of Canaan. And the field and the cave that is therein were made sure unto Abraham for a possession of a burying place by the sons of Heth. So it's a 400 shekel hotel.
So that's how much was paid for.
Yeah.
So now that would be what, in today's money, that would be what?
I have no
like
idea.
120 bucks?
I don't know. Well, today's money, I mean, 400 shekels, yeah, 120. But
But back then it was probably worth a lot more.
yeah. But it's a hotel because they're all just sleeping here. That's what you do at a hotel. You go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because God came to Moses while he was at the burning bush. And he identified himself and he says, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now at that time, at the burning bush, Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac were already supposedly dead, but they were just sleeping right here. Because he's the God of the living. He's not the God of the dead. And that is how we learn about resurrection.
Yes. Who was over here?
Jacob and Leah. Jacob is on the left, Leah is on the right.
So in Genesis 49, it talks about Jacob's death. Israel, here's where the 12 tribes came from. He ended up living to be 147 years old. He then married, well, he was supposed to marry Rachel, but he was given Leah, which is buried right across from him. Rachel's actually buried right near Bethlehem. So here's where it all started, Israel, right here, the grandson of Abraham. And this is where they keep the Torah, the scrolls.
Yeah, and this one, and there's one in there.
Well, you want to go get a drink?
Sure.
Well, thank you for bringing me here.
Thank you for bringing me here, brother. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
That's amazing. That one doesn't have a sound.
Huh? Oh, okay. Well, we're on our way out, so we're gonna.
Drink it?
When it's shorter, it's better. Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep it like that.
But we're leaving. Thank you very much. What is your name?
Thank you.
Estelle.
That's my mother's name.
Bless you, Estelle. Thank you so much for being here. May God bring you back home in peace and destroy our enemies before you. Todala. Man, this place gets better and better, I'm telling you. תודה לכם בנות, השם יברך אתכם, תודה שאתם כאן.
Wow. We're walking on some old gravesite. Totally amazing.
I didn't know your mom was called Esther.
Yeah, my mom's name is Esther.
So up there, that's the ancient Hebron. The walls of the ancient city would have been up there. This is when Abraham would have been here. There's a military base up there now. And they say, according to tradition, that Jesse's tomb is up there, if I'm not mistaken.
Huh.
I don't know if it's Jesse or Boaz. But one of David's ancestors is buried there.
So for the longest time, before 1967, the Jews could only come and pray here at this corner. And you can tell, because it's wore out, you can tell that there's been a lot of people that stand there and pray. And some still do, and Muslim as well. But now they can actually go in, and pretty amazing. So this here goes all the way to the book of Genesis right here. It goes all the way back to the book of Genesis. This location right here. So a lot of history in this one spot. Biblical history, biblical proof. Wow, it's amazing.
לירושלים? I'm going to sit up close now, there's nobody here.
Yeah.
תודה רבה גברתי, השם יברך אותך.
So the buses, they only stop in bus stops.
Yeah.